Sweden has made global headlines after a bold and unexpected move that appears to be a direct jab at former United States President Donald Trump. The Nordic country, known for its calm diplomacy, neutral stances, and understated global presence, stunned the international stage by releasing a viral video that has since been interpreted as a satirical response to Trump's previous remarks and policies. Within hours of its release, the video began trending across social media platforms, drawing millions of views and sparking heated debate in Washington, Brussels, and beyond. The story has quickly become one of the most talked about developments in global politics as leaders, analysts, and citizens react to what many are calling one of the most clever acts of trolling in recent political memory. The video in question was published on Sweden's official social media account that is typically used to promote tourism, culture, and economic opportunities. However, instead of the usual scenic landscapes, Viking heritage, or innovation showcases, the clip took on a very different tone. The video was highly produced, resembling the style of a political campaign ad, with dramatic music, cinematic cuts, and a narrator with a deep and commanding voice. From the start, it was clear this was not a typical promotional piece. The narrator opened with a line of closely mirrored slogans once used in Trump's campaigns, except with a playful twist that appeared to mock the former president's bombastic style. The visuals then shifted to scenes of Sweden's cities, universities, and high-tech industries, but each was presented in a way that drew contrasts with some of Trump's more controversial claims about Europe, NATO, and international alliances. What made the video particularly effective was its combination of humor and subtlety. It never explicitly mentioned Trump by name, yet nearly every reference, every choice of phrasing, and every stylistic decision pointed directly toward him. Analysts quickly picked up on these connections, with many remarking how Sweden had managed to craft what was essentially a political satire wrapped in the cloth of a tourism video. Clips circulated widely on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube, often paired with captions highlighting the apparent trolling of Trump. Within 12 hours, hashtags related to the video trended across Europe and North America, with millions engaging in discussion threads dissecting the details. Trump himself has not remained silent. Early reports from Mar-a-Lago indicate that he was furious after Eight briefed him on the video's content and its reception online. According to people close to the former president, Trump immediately took to his social media platform to blast the Swedes, accusing them of disrespect, disloyalty, and hypocrisy. He reportedly wrote that Sweden should focus on its own problems rather than mocking him, adding that under his administration America had protected European countries and demanded fair contributions to defensive spending. His post quickly gained traction among his supporters, many of whom echoed his sentiments and accused Sweden of trying to interfere in American politics. However, just as quickly, critics of Trump seized on his outrage, mocking his inability to take a joke and pointing out the irony of a country as mild-mannered as Sweden managing to provoke such a strong reaction from him. The timing of this incident is also significant. Europe and the United States have faced a series of tensions in recent years over defensive commitments, trade disputes, and global leadership. Sweden's move comes just months after it formally joined NATO, a decision that was heavily debated and one that Trump had previously criticized as unnecessary. Many observers believe the video was not only a jab at Trump personally but also a symbolic statement from Sweden about its place on the global stage. The country has long been caricatured as quiet, neutral, and reserved, but this video suggested a new willingness to embrace humor and even confrontation in the realm of soft power. By doing so, Sweden has managed to thrust itself into the center of international conversation, something that is rare for a nation of its size. Political commentators in Europe were quick to praise Sweden's boldness. Several noted that the video demonstrated how smaller nations can use cultural diplomacy and viral content to punch above their weight in global politics. Others argued that Sweden may have gone too far, potentially straining relations with Trump loyalists who could return to power in the United States. In Washington, reactions were split largely along partisan lines. Democrats chuckled at the trolling and used it as yet another example of Trump's unpopularity abroad, while Republicans fumed at what they viewed as disrespect from a supposed ally. In Sweden itself, the video has been celebrated widely, with citizens expressing pride at their country's ability to capture global attention through creativity and wit. The Swedish government has officially downplayed the matter, describing the video as light-hearted cultural promotion rather than political messaging, but few are buying that explanation given the unmistakable references. Social media experts are now analyzing how the video achieved such rapid virality. One factor appears to be its perfect blend of humor, politics, and national identity. In an era where memes and short clips dominate global discourse, Sweeten's campaign hit every note needed to spark global attention. The video's production quality, catchy script, and sly tone made it instantly shareable, while its subtle digs at Trump ensured that it tapped into an already polarized and engaged online audience. Within a day, parody versions were circulating, with users remixing the video's narration to apply it to other global figures, further boosting its reach. Influencers and comedians are joining, producing reaction videos and commentary that continue to extend the video's lifespan in the news cycle. For Trump, the episode was yet another reminder of how polarizing he remains on the global stage. While he still commands fierce loyalty among his base in the United States, abroad his reputation is far more divisive. European nations in particular have frequently clashed with him on matters of climate change, defensive commitments, and diplomatic decorum. That Sweden, a nation not known for political provocation, has chosen to satirize him speaks volumes about how he is perceived internationally. Some experts warn that if Trump were to return to power, incidents like this could sour relations and complicate alliance management. Others argue that this is simply an example of free expression and should not be overanalyzed. Still, the scale of the reaction shows how a single piece of digital content can influence global perceptions and even cause diplomatic ripples. Interestingly, this is not the first time Sweden has been drawn into Trump's orbit. During his presidency, Trump famously referenced an incident in Sweden that had never actually occurred, citing it as an example of European immigration problems. His remarks baffled both Swedes and Americans at the time, leading to a wave of jokes and confusion. That moment resurfaced in discussions about the new video, with many commentators suggesting that Sweden has been waiting for years to deliver its rebuttal. If that is the case, then the viral success of the new campaign represents a delayed but highly effective form of payback. Economists are also weighing in on the potential impact. Sweden's economy relies heavily on trade and its reputation as a stable, innovative, and attractive place for investment. While some fear that mocking Trump could deter American investors who support him, others argue the opposite. They suggest that the video has boosted Sweden's visibility globally, potentially increasing tourism and investment interest. Already travel agencies are reporting increased inquiries about trips to Sweden, suggesting that the campaign, whether intentionally or not, may also function as a successful marketing effort. From a branding perspective, the ability to blend humor, national pride, and global relevance into a single viral video is being studied as a potential case model for future campaigns. The diplomatic world, however, remains cautious. Officials in Brussels and Washington are watching closely to see whether the incident escalates into something more serious. So far, Sweden's government has stuck to its official line that the video is not politically motivated, but behind the scenes there is likely recognition that it has touched a nerve. Trump's allies in Congress have already called for a tougher stance toward Sweden, while his critics have dismissed their complaints as overreaction. The situation highlights the delicate balance nations must strike in the digital age, where cultural expression can so easily spill over into political controversy. What remains undeniable is that the episode has revealed a new dimension of modern geopolitics. No longer a diplomatic space confined to official statements, treaties, or negotiations. Today, a viral video released on a tourism account can spark international headlines, provoke a former president, and shape public discourse across continents. Sweden's move may go down in history as a textbook example of how humor and digital strategy can be weaponized in the arena of global politics. Whether it leads to lasting consequences or fades as a fleeting internet sensation remains to be seen. But for now, Sweden has succeeded in capturing the world's attention in a way few would have predicted. As the story continues to develop, journalists are already speculating about the next chapter. Will Trump double down on his anger and make the video a campaign talking point? Should Sweden's government issue a clarification or stand by the video's implicit message? Will other countries follow suit and use digital media to troll political figures in similar ways? The answers are unclear, but what is clear is that this incident will be remembered as a unique moment in the evolving relationship between politics, media, and global communication. Sweden, the country long associated with neutrality and quiet diplomacy, has suddenly become the unlikely star of a political satire that has left Trump fuming and the internet roaring with laughter. And in an age where perception often matters as much as reality, that may be the biggest win of all.